Hello, Maria here from Alzheimer's Northland. Today I'm going to talk a bit more about communication. Today I'm going to talk about communication tips with contented dementia by Oliver James. I promise you I'm not going to talk for hours even though I could. So like I think I mentioned in my last video, this was our lifesaver for my sister and I. It changed the way we interacted and communicated and saw mum and dad, and it just stopped most of the angst and the stress and made all of our lives so much easier and better, and it actually made it manageable. So the first year we didn't have this, and it was just stressful and lots of arguments. So I want to talk about the 3 golden rules in contented dementia. Now, if you can just bear with me for a minute, I'm going to share the screen and show you a bit of a presentation, or just one slide. These are the 3 golden rules. Here we go. Right, so first golden rule is don't contradict. Don't argue, don't disagree with your person with dementia. Just go with the flow, or just agree, or maybe just don't say anything, but don't point out that they've got it wrong. Because people with dementia, you know, their logic and their reasoning and their understanding can sometimes be not right. So I'll give you an example of this. So Dad went through a patch of thinking that he wasn't having his pills, and we tried all the logic and all the reasoning. We got him to sign the calendar every day when he'd had his pills, but he would ring up my sister every night and they'd have this awful conversation with them arguing and my sister ending in tears, and it was just horrendous. I actually found this book, Contented Dementia, while my sister was in the middle of this. I was living in Tauranga, my sister was the main carer in Kirikiri, and I rang her up and I said, don't argue with Dad when he says he hasn't had his pills. Just say, yeah, Dad, you haven't had your pills. And my sister was like, what? You're mad. That's just crazy. And I said, just trust me, just try it. And if Dad says, why haven't I had my pills? Say something like, well, you just, went to the GP last week and you're so fit and healthy you don't need pills anymore. And my sister was like, oh, that's even more crazy. She said, but you know what? I'm so desperate, I'm going to try it. So she tried it. And the difference in that conversation was just 180 degrees. They got off the phone with Dad feeling so good about being fit and healthy. And my sister was really happy. And that conversation just ended like a week or 2 later because Dad didn't worry about his pills anymore. So it cut the stress, it cut the tears. And I know that both my sister and I really struggled with the lying part of things because we've been brought up to not lie and it's morally not right. But when it comes to dementia, I don't call it lying. I actually call it keeping the person in their happy place or minimizing the stress, because often when we argue with our person with dementia, who ends up winning? And it's not about winning, but the person with dementia, because their logic and reasoning, they'll just say whatever they want and you just end up in a disaster. But it's also disastrous for both of you. So by keeping the person in their happy place, it keeps you in a happier space with less stress. So our moral dilemma about lying quickly dissipated when we realised that it was more important to keep Dad happy and for the whole situation to be stress-free. And that, if we think about it from our point of view, if the world was changing and the world wasn't making sense because we had dementia and it seems like we're always wrong and the world's at us and we're always getting told it's not right, then would we rather be in a stressful place or would we rather be in a happy place? So that's number 1. Number 2, don't ask questions the person with dementia can't answer. Now, in normal conversation, we ask questions all the time. So if I asked Mum yesterday, if I said to Mum, how was the singing group yesterday? Mum would say, what singing group? And I'd say, well, you know, the one that I took you to yesterday and they were playing the clarinets. Oh, what? Did I see you yesterday? You didn't come yesterday. So you get into a stressful arguing state again because Mum is rightly defending herself because she has no memory about going to singing yesterday. So why should she agree with that? Now, for some other people, when you ask them that, they'll say, oh, it was lovely, dear. So you might go, oh, well, they're happy. But actually, whether it's arguing or whether it's just a simple yes, dear, the stress that can be caused by asking a simple question is more than what we can think. So just think about what you ask your person. How would you like it if I asked you a question that you didn't know the answer to? Would you admit you don't know, or would it stress you out? Third one is listen to the expert, the person with dementia. Now, I was in an education session last year, and one of the carers said to me, Maria, that's not right. Like, how can you say that? So what I mean by that, or what contended dementia means by that, is that if you really listen to what your person with dementia is saying, they're actually telling you what they need or what they want, or sometimes what they don't want. So getting Mum in the shower, like for many of you, was just a disaster. And I cringe when I think back to how I used to get Mum in the shower. And I used to do it in not the best ways, and we end up arguing. And if Mum got in the shower, she would be in the shower, and our house was really small, so you could hear her. I'm not dirty. Oh, it's so rude how someone thinks I have to have a shower. I just wish someone would come in and scrub my back. And I'd be standing outside in the hallway going, oh, scrubbing your back? Oh, and no, I wasn't rude. Well, actually, I was rude. And actually, if I'd offered to scrub Mum's back, I bet you I could have got her in the shower 50% more of the times. So they will tell you what they want or don't want. The past is the present. Knowing someone's past, knowing who they were, what was important to them, what was the highlight of their years, what was their happiest moments. This is just gold, because especially with my dad, when his vascular dementia got worse and it was really difficult to have conversations with him, we would just talk about his most happiest memories, about him sailing across from the Isle of Wight to Cherbourg and drinking some glasses of wine and having a nice meal, and talking about his memories when he lived on the boat with his brother. So that was our conversation, and it kept Dad in a happy place, and that meant conversation could actually flow and happen. So there we have it. Might be helpful for some of you. I'm just going to try and get out of this sharing my screen. So there you go. Hopefully some of that's helpful. And once again, you know, us community advisors are always here, so we're happy to help. Thanks. Bye.